I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic, better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone, eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones, and you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the
Nashville, I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic, better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone, eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones, and you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they seeing double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble. I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact, out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
Welcome back. We'll be getting started in a second. Make sure that you are liking, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff in there. While you're at it, make sure you go to www.fanbattlesports.com where you go on there. I'll be writing up a piece this week. Like I said, we've had some good ones. I know that Josh has written one. I know Austin said that he might actually do like a live reading. I mean, you never know. I mean, Austin is just like he's good for some surprises every now and then. So we'll see. But other than that, while we're waiting, make sure that you're commenting. How's everybody doing this evening thus far?
Doing pretty good. Allergies hit me hard today, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, some BS. I'm not a fan. Let's be honest, allergies are ghetto.
Yeah, I got the same thing, man. That sucks.
Yeah, super trash.
All right, I'm all set now. All right, take care.
All right, and we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome back to the Horseshoe Mob Podcast, where we're coming to you with all Colts news, and then also we'll be throwing a little bit of slander in there, of course, because this is around the time that a lot of the teams in this division are going to pick terribly when it comes to the draft. Let's just be honest. I mean, Texans fans, they're at each other's necks right now because they're talking about picking an edge rusher at pick 2 when who knows. I mean, the latest mock draft has them picking Will Levis, which I love. So, hey, listen, we'll see. But before we get into all that, let's go ahead and just talk about the guys we have with us. Of course, let's just mention them. We have with us the senior, Josh Sr.
What's good? Welcome back. Showtime.
Don't do that.
Oh no, I'm not talking about.
Don't do that. Josh is a Lakers fan, so he's gonna do those little subliminal things here and there. So yeah, just No. And then we have with us the silent assassin, the guy that warms your heart until he has to rip it out with words that cut deeper than a scalpel. Austin Cook, everybody.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Austin.
Yeah. And the Heat are also doing pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Himmy.
Hey, by the way, I will say he did get mentioned, or he did win the newly introduced clutch player of the year, De'Aaron Fox. So I'll give him that much. Cheers. So yeah. And then I'm Chris Jackson, so that's all we need to know. Because right now, like I said, we're just gonna get into it. Like I said, we're in that wonderful season where the draft is coming up. The draft is actually a little over a week from now. I think it was just like we're looking at about 9 days. And yeah, like I said, I think I can speak for the whole entire fan base when I say nobody knows what's happening.
Just ready for it to be over.
Yeah, I honestly am, because there's a few things that I'm just ready for, and I'm ready for us to not pick Will Levis.
Yep.
Yeah.
First and foremost, don't pick Will Levis.
Yeah, no, not take Will Levis.
How dare you guys do that? Insult Will Levis like that. He got the biggest arm in the draft.
Hey, you know what? So who, I forget who was saying it, but they said, you know what we do every single year when it comes to quarterbacks? We get just absolutely dazzled by the guy who is just out there just throwing these deep balls in a t-shirt and shorts in a scenario where all you're doing is throwing into the air as opposed to throwing in real game scenarios. Like I'm with that. But the only person that I believe, the only person that I'm looking at right now is Merrill Hodge, because Merrill Hodge generally gets it right.
Yeah. And me.
I don't know about that.
Hey, keep putting them out there. You're bound to get one right.
At some point, because that Brian guy, he got in his feelings.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We won't look at you any differently. But listen, it's smokescreen season.
Yeah.
And it's Will Levis season. He got all the million.
All right. Well, okay. You know what? We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because I ain't got time for this trollery. All right. So first off,
somebody got to do it, man. Somebody got to do it.
No, no, you don't. Like you literally don't. You don't have to do this. Listen. Go ahead, take Will Levis. We'll be in the Arch Manning sweepstakes in 3 years.
Hey, that's not a bad pick.
Sir, by then we'll be 40.
You'll be older than me.
What, like an hour? But yeah, so like I said, we're just gonna get into it because Josh is in like his top tier trolling mood right now. So we'll just go ahead and get started with this. So I know that we've seen that, there's potential that, Chris Ballard could end up trading the pick. He could end up trading down, which we know he is notorious for, or he could be trading up. Which way do you think that we're going with this in terms of which way he could potentially go? Because I think anything is pretty much up for grabs right now. But, I mean, do we really believe that there's a chance that he could trade up to just make sure that he's securing, let's just say, a CJ Stroud if he ends up not being picked in those first 2 picks?
He should. I think he should, especially with speculations of other teams possibly, listing the calls with Texans and Arizona.
Okay. So then, Austin, is it possible that he does, or is it just like, yeah, he's gonna, like, we can just see him just completely just going AWOL and just saying, you know what, let's just go ahead and trade up to 2, if the Texans would allow that.
So I don't see us at all trading up to 2. 3, I think, is a possibility. But I'm gonna say we're not gonna trade at all. I think we're gonna stay put at 4, even if a lot of people would want us to go to 2 or to 3 if CJ Stroud is still there.
Yeah.
I just don't see us trading up. I don't see us moving. I don't see him making a trade, giving up future assets. I just don't see it happening.
Okay. So then, in that case, because I mean, I can see potentially going and trading up if you know for a fact that you're going to actually get an asset. Because I think if Bryce Young goes number 1, that changes the whole entire outlook on the draft.
I agree.
Which I think is going to happen. I think he's going to be a Panther.
Yeah, which in that case, that'll make things a lot more interesting. Like, now now we got a comment. The only reason why I'm laughing is because this comment is absolutely amazing. He says we have to move up, or the Titans are going to take Levis. In that case,
go ahead.
Let him move up. Listen.
Now you thought I was a troll.
Listen, Nate, I appreciate you, buddy. Okay, I just want to let you know I'm okay with that. If the Titans get to the point where they move up because they're panicking and they're taking Will Levis, let them panic. Because me personally, I'm just not high on Will Levis at all. I don't like Will Levis is giving me Jake Locker vibes.
You know what? Nobody in division is high on Levis. Even the Titan fans are not high on Levis. There's like, no way, we don't want his bum ass. Excuse my language, but that's what they said. In other words.
Listen, if the Titans want to move up to take Will Levis, all you're going to see from me is no, don't do it, please. Why? Oh no, that's what you're going to get from me. And then we have Chris says Levis QB1 for Colts. You wish, but let's just get this out the way now. If Bryce Young is taken number 1, I think it's almost guaranteed that we are not going to be taking Will Levis.
Yeah, it can't. That'd be the dumbest move we ever made in history.
Oh yeah, because I mean, Will Levis is no, absolutely not. I think CJ Stroud is the pick for us if he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then
we got 3 options.
He says, I don't know. I think Levis is going to be a star. I'm not sure what type of star you mean. Possibly not a quarterback.
He'd be the next Chad Henne.
Chad Henne,
backup. Don't
disrespect Chad Henne like that.
He had high hopes, but he was. Yeah.
So they're moving on because speaking of the draft, Irsay, said that we have to get our guy in the draft. So I think he's leaning towards, the quarterback or leaning towards drafting a quarterback. But with that being said, do the comments that he made ultimately mean that the Lamar Jackson trade talk is just pretty much dead in the water?
No, because he was it last week or over the weekend he did like a troll post saying that everything's on the table at quarterback.
Yeah,
he said everything's on the table. He's like, we could have traded up, we could trade down, we could do this, So who knows what the guy wants views, clickbaits and stuff like that. Who knows what the guy's gonna do? We could stay at 4, we could trade up, we could trade down, we could trade for a quarterback. We could get a quarterback in the second round. Who knows what could happen? So I think everything's on the table.
Yeah. It's. I think it's just tough to call right now. But Austin, what it does this Does it seem like Ursay right now just really is just up in the air when it comes to everything based on the comments that he's making?
I don't know if he actually is, but he is definitely making it seem like he is up in the air and he doesn't even know what he's gonna do. I think he's smart. I think he's smarter than a lot of people give him credit for. Um, so I really think he's just saying stuff to say stuff. But when it comes to Lamar, I had hope. I had hope, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a Raven next year.
Okay.
At least for next year it could be only
Yeah,
1 year.
because there was a comment that said that he said that if they were to get Odell and D Hop, then he said that they could talk about a potentially getting an extension done.
How much cap do they have left? I mean, I think Hop contract is what, almost 20 million.
Yeah, I mean it depends because once again it's just like as we saw with Buckner restructuring his deal that you can restructure a deal to make it so that you can get that quarterback extension done and then potentially go ahead and make sure that the money is done down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean we'll see, but and then he said Levis was best when UK had Liam Cohen, but you know what the problem that I have with that is. You had somebody there, they left, and then the play went down. So the thing is, it's like, is it the system or is it the quarterback? But
I
and
don't
then it
know.
said Levis would still be an upgrade from Willis, and I mean that.
Well, yeah,
What
I
do you,
give him that.
what do
Yes,
you?
definitely. The man had in the seven. I think they said 7 games he played. He only had a 12 QBR. So yeah, definitely, that's an upgrade.
Yeah, Willis
Yeah,
looked
so
rough. I want to give him. I'm going to give him another year, but I think that Levis would probably be an upgrade right now.
I don't know. I just don't see it.
I'm
I just
I'm
don't see
also a Will Levis hater, but I'm just being honest.
it. That's fine.
See,
That's fine. At least you're honest.
we gotta appreciate that, man, because he could have said Willis was better, but he didn't. That
Yeah,
took a lot of
he could
pride.
have. Yeah. All right, I get it. Good job, Austin. You.
Thanks. It's growth.
Yes, it's growth.
Without further ado, we're getting into our mock draft now. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over our top 4 picks. So that means that it could be the 4 picks. It could mean that we trade up and do 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. We could just stand where we are with the first the first 4 picks. Or, we could potentially trade down because, that's what Battle likes to do because he loves to torture us as a fan base. So we are going to go, let's go Austin first. So I'm going to go with Austin. Austin, what do you have in terms of your mock draft?
So like all 4 picks.
Yep, all
just
4
the
picks.
first? All right. So for round 1, pick number 4, I stayed put, and I drafted the quarterback out of the Ohio State University, C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
Man, you sound like I would be cutting TV off next week the way you sounded. I was like, yep, cutting it off.
But yeah, I mean, he's athletic. He has a strong arm, good accuracy. He can run if needed. I just think he'll fit well in Steichen's offense. Personally, I like him. A lot of people like him. But that's who I got us picking first, if he falls to us, obviously.
So are we doing first round for each one of us, or are we doing the whole draft all at once?
Well, we can actually do roundtable on that one since I think it's going to start to differ, once we get to the second round because I think we know the consensus first round pick for all of us is quarterback. But before we go any further, Nate Jones said, "Serious question incoming," and he said, "Mike Vrabel is considered one of the best coaches of modern day football. If he is so high on Levis, along with the guy they picked for GM from San Fran, Why are we discrediting Levis? There's obviously something there.
Can I take that?
Go ahead. You take that, Josh.
Talking about the same coach that allowed his star receiver to get traded, the same coach that picked a rapper O lineman that got traded to the Dolphins. Talking about the same coach that stuck with Ryan Tannehill too long. Same coach that drafted and traded up for Will Levis. For Malik Willis. Same coach that's asking, along with the GM asking his star safety to take a pay cut. You know, let's stop with the overkill comments about what he can do. Because if he can do all these things, he would not make a comment about chopping his balls off if he win a Super Bowl, and he haven't won it yet. Go ahead, Chris.
That's fair. No, I mean honestly, I think when it comes down to Vrabel is very good at game planning and then just playing a hard-nosed, like really just like grinded out system. The problem is that we've seen that it's really just at the end of the day, it's a personnel issue because of course, I mean, I don't think that Vrabel does anything extremely well. I just think he just uses the pieces and uses the weapons that he has at his disposal well.
No,
Now, mind
pieces. Peace. 22. Peace.
Now, mind you, this is also the same coach that, even with seeing Derrick Henry, run last year, it's just like Henry had a good year. But the problem was that, when it came down to it, you didn't have A.J. Brown. You didn't have certain guys. I mean, he did show flashes with Chiga Kwankwo or, the tight end that they got. Cheeseburger Burks didn't really do that well. I think when it comes down to it, you're going to see this year that they're just going to have to knock it out the park. Otherwise, it's going to be subpar. They just got rid of Bud Dupree, and he was their big free agent signing 2 years ago. So, I mean, we're talking about a team that I think Vrabel is a good coach, and I'm not going to discredit him, but, I mean, let's just be honest. He's not going to just be able to just do well with just whatever you put out there. Not only that, but Derrick Henry's getting a year older, and he may potentially be traded in the draft, but that's a story for another day.
We got to stop treating Vrabel like he's Belichick because he's not. We got to stop treating him like he's the god of he can get, like you said, get anybody. He got Julio Jones and didn't do anything. He got Robert Woods and didn't do anything. They're a running team. They're trying to get out of being a running team and more of a passing team because they do good during the season. Once the playoff starts, their running game does not work anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a passing league, and the thing is, like Derrick Henry absolutely is a beast, but the problem is that Derrick Henry can only take you but so far, especially when you know for a fact that defenses are now game planning for that, and then they're gonna keep Ryan Tannehill honest and make sure that he's throwing more so than doing anything else. So, I like I said, not taking anything away from Vrabel as a coach, but I don't know. But yeah, but like I said, Will Levis is going to the Titans. They have him mocked to either go to the Titans or the Texans, which means he's not coming here. So that's fine. I'm completely okay with that. So in the meantime, back to our mock draft, right? So Austin said they were going C.J. Stroud. Josh, where are we going to quarterback?
It's not a surprise, but I got us moving up 2 spots, getting also C.J. Stroud for the second pick.
Okay. All right. So I actually see C.J. Stroud being picked number 1, Bryce Young going number 2, Will Anderson going 3, and we are picking Richardson at 4.
Yeah, I can see that easily happening as well.
Yeah, and like I said, the more that I see like the comments about Steichen and what he's done, and seeing exactly like what they're doing, it's just like the system that they had set up for Jalen Hurts was set up so that it utilized his mobility along with using his arm, but not relying so heavily on the arm. And so, I think for me personally, seeing that, it's just like it makes it okay that we would be, if we did get somebody like Richardson, because I don't think that he's going to necessarily put a whole lot of pressure on him to just come in day one and just absolutely be, a passing quarterback that's going to be throwing the ball 60 times a game. Like I could really just see him just like, yeah, I could see him saying, you know what, we're going to lean on you, but we're going to lean on you from a mobility aspect. And then, like I said, you have Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you have guys in there that'll be able to go and move around. Not only that, but we still have these young, athletic, tall guys all around, all around the field. So why not just go ahead and utilize them to their maximum potential?
I respect that.
So, moving on, we have round 2. Austin, what do you have for round 2?
So round 2, pick 35. I have the cornerback out of Georgia, Keely Ringo.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I think he's a good athlete. Good size.
Okay.
We need cornerbacks.
Yeah. We just traded Gilmore away for 3 shekels. So yes, we do need a cornerback.
I agree.
What about you, Josh? What do you have at second round pick?
I also have the kid from Georgia, cornerback, Keely.
Okay.
At 35.
Did you read my notes?
I did. I cheated.
Well, at least you admitted it. You're an honest cheat. That's fine. Okay. So I actually have us going corner. However, not Keely Ringo. I actually have us taking Cam Smith out of South Carolina.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, because I think I like Cam Smith, and I like the fact that Cam Smith is somebody who's like a taller guy. The biggest thing for me is the fact that he's able to, like I said, just be physical, but he does have the speed to be able to just keep up. And, he's going to be in a system where, Gus Bradley does like the taller corners. He has flourished with taller corners outside of Brandon Facison, which that beef is never over. So I think Cam Smith is going to be the ideal guy that he's looking for that system. But now, moving on to round 3. Austin, what do you have in round 3?
All right, so for round 3, I got us going wide receiver from Nebraska, Trey Palmer.
Okay.
That's
a good one too.
Yeah, he won't break a lot of tackles, but he will get open, and he can go up and catch up against people. So I think that would be a solid pick for round 3.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, that's okay. What do you have, Josh?
That pick 79, you guys might not agree with it, but I think Austin agree with it. I got a guard out of USC, Andrew Voorhees.
Okay. Andrew Voorhees, okay. All right. So actually, and I stayed on O-line. I was gonna go wide receiver, but I see Ballard going O-line because I think you have to address the right guard position. I went Luke Whippler from Ohio State. I like Whippler. I like what he's doing. I think that's going to be a big addition, especially for this O-line that needs to rebuild after losing pieces. I mean, I'm going to say over the last few years and not really being addressed, except for with guys that probably should not have been starting to begin with. So I'm going with Whippler, and then for round 4, what do you have, Austin?
So round 4, pick 106. I got the guard from Alabama, Emil Ekiyor.
Ekiyor, yep. Yes, it's all right, Austin. We won't judge you. We won't judge you, Austin.
I appreciate it. Yeah, but I read some stuff about him. He's like shorter for a lineman, but he is strong and he gets in good spots to be a guard. And I mean, maybe future starting right guard, because that's what we need.
Okay. Then what about you, Josh?
With my 4th pick, it said B Young, but it's not Bryce Young. He's came from Tennessee. Austin knows him. Byron Young, edge rusher.
Okay. Oh, edge rusher. All right. Okay. So for wide receiver, I actually have from Mississippi, Jonathan Mingo.
Oh man, I forgot about him, man. Wow, that's a good one.
Jonathan Mingo. I think he actually has the potential to be, I'm gonna say be like one of those guys who is going to be a late round pick that could transition well. Like you say, he just doesn't have the exposure, but I can see him coming in, I'm going to say day one, and just making that push to potentially be in the actual lineup. Because for me personally, I think he's somebody who is going to be like a sneaky pick, who's going to be one of those guys where it's just like he might go in like the 2nd, 3rd round, potentially 4th if somebody messes up. But I mean, you get somebody like him, and I think he's a game changer. So now we have to go back to the comments because I want to go back to some reactions. So, all right. So right now, Nate actually has a couple. He's like, I don't know why y'all talking about Will. Everyone knows he's going to the Titans. Oh yes. So thank you for that, Cody. We do appreciate you. Then he says, assume the Titans trade to spot 3 in the draft. What QB do you think gives us the best chance to contend with Jacksonville, who was on the upward trend? So,
Hendon Hooker.
That's random.
Their team is based off running, man. They're gonna run the ball regardless. So if they're gonna run the ball, you might as well get a mobile quarterback that can actually be a lot better than Malik Willis, and definitely better than Ryan Tannehill as far as being mobile.
Okay. And so then my question is then, I mean, realistically, what are we looking at when it comes to, who we're potentially getting or who we are potentially getting, because so the thing is the Jaguars have done this thing where they have fluctuated time and time again. Like we saw when they went to the Super Bowl and the team was immensely talented. Now, the thing is, I'm not taking anything away from Doug Peterson because I feel like he's a damn good coach. But at the same time, now Evan Ingram is holding out because he wants a new deal since he played on the 1-year prove the deal. And he proved that he can actually, go out there and make an impact. Right. I don't see Jacksonville trending up. I think the thing is, you have a team like Jacksonville who is able to do as well as they did, who honestly, I think they really did well because of the fact that the rest of the division was just truly struggling.
Yeah.
So I don't see them trending upward the way that people say. I think it's more likely that they end up probably right around where they are, right around where they were at the end of the season at that 9-8. I mean, I'm going to say it's just like at most maybe 10-7, but I don't see them turning into this powerhouse that, people would otherwise say that they could potentially turn into.
I mean, they're going to be competitive. I can see that.
Oh, yeah. Like you said. I can see them being competitive, but once again, I think I don't see them being
a juggernaut.
I don't see them being this team that's projected to just be even better than they were last year. Like I think it's just like I think they can be good, but I don't think they're going to be going up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So then in that case, well then moving on. So then Aaron says Levis number 1 QB for the Colts. No. Morocco Taylor, Levis Colts QB1. No, he will be your QB1, and you will love it. And he loves mayonnaise, so you will love it even more.
Oh, didn't Morocco eat mayonnaise on the podcast?
And he loved it.
So yeah, very fitting.
He took a spoonful of mayonnaise. Like, if I eat a spoonful of mayonnaise, you're gonna, like, it's just like, you're gonna see that. He sat there, he ate it, he was just like, oh, tasty. Like, it was just like it was,
like it's a peanut butter or something or jelly.
Yeah, like it's a spoonful of no, that's not supposed to be the case. What are we doing here? And then Nate says, so if Young, Stroud, and Levis are off the board, you think we get Richardson at 4 instead of trading back?
I think if Stroud is took first and then no quarterback is took until us, I think we're taking Richardson over Young and Levis.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just, you know what? I don't see. So the thing with Bryce Young is Bryce Young has the advantage of having empirical data that shows that even though he's a shorter quarterbacks can succeed because
And
you
I
have
agree.
guys.
I'm just saying I don't think we're taking him.
I can't with all certainty sit there and say that we wouldn't take him or that they wouldn't take him if he's there, because I mean, dude is smart, and I mean, there's the only knock on him is size, and the only knock on him will always ever be size. So yeah, we can go back and forth, but the thing is, if you have a guy like that who you know is intelligent, who you knows how to do all these things, where you know that you have the means to be able to make sure that once again, he's somebody where as intelligent as he is, you don't have to worry about leaning on him too much to just be in the pocket all day and potentially have to run. Like it's I don't see Bryce Young. I don't see Bryce Young being this big red flag that everybody's putting him out there to be.
The thing is, my only issue would be is that the team around him. He cannot be in a situation where how he was similar to last year, where he didn't have the 5-star receivers, the 4-star receiver. He had average receivers, and even though he had a nice stat line, he still was trending like I won't say mediocre, but it was average. So you put him to a team like us, like will we build a team similar to the success he had in college, or we're just going to be stand pack and hope he can win the games like Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck had one of those games for us because we had just him and Ty and whoever, Jack Doyle.
I mean, but that was a little different because you had Kobe Fleener, you had
Dwayne Allen.
You had Dwayne Allen. I mean, there were pieces there. There were enough pieces there for Luck to be able to do what he needed to do. But I mean, honestly, where I think you see, especially now, because for me, and I'm rooting for him because of the fact that I know what he is. I think regardless of which way you want to go. I mean, Michael Pittman, I think he's going to be due for having a great year this year. Also, this is a contract year, so I know that he's going to ball out because he knows that at the end of the day, it's just like he has to prove that he absolutely is going to be that QB1 moving forward. So, I mean, I think that you're going to see a lot from the piece that we already have, and then they're probably going to end up getting some more in the draft anyway. So, yeah. So, like I said, I think if Richardson's on the table, you absolutely go ahead, Richardson. But I really don't believe that we'll see 4 quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks.
No,
I don't see it. I really don't see it. They said Kelly Ringo's shuffle speed is bad. He's stiff. I would go Cam Smith. Yeah, well, I know Ringo was the number one at throughout beginning of the season, but I know it's just like he kind of fell out of favor because of his mechanics. I mean, outside of that, it's just like he runs a sub 4.40. He's 6'2", so
he has long arms.
Yeah.
One guy we didn't mention was Corey out of Purdue. Corey Trice. He's pretty good too.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay. So yeah, so that makes he makes sense also. I think he also makes sense. He said, "Hey, great minds on the Cam Smith one." Okay. And then he said, "Hey, the more I watch Will Levis highlights, the more I see a high ceiling. I still want AR for now." We can just stick with everything you said after ceiling, and then just disregard everything before that. So yes. Thank you for that, Facebook user. He said Voorhees is a good pick. Protect your future QB. And I think Voorhees is the one who's going to be out for this season because of the towards the ACL, right?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Okay, yeah. But either way, it's just like, you let him heal. But, I mean, he was a dog. He went out there and he still did the bench press after tearing his ACL. I think it was either earlier the day or the day before. So, yeah.
I mean, he would have been the first guard took off the board
Hell
in the
yeah.
draft.
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I mean, anybody that gets him is going to miss him for a year, but after that, that's a solid pick.
Yeah. Then he said Byron Young has sacked Will Levis, Stetson Bennett, and Bryce Young. Yeah, well, I mean, once Will Levis goes to the Titans or the Texans, if we get Byron Young, then he's going to be going after him, and he knows exactly what to look for, so that'll be fantastic. The depth is of course, Cody being a Jags fan, the Jags is definitely a trend up, generational QB, elite receiving core, and a defense that is on the rise, and we still got the draft.
Elite receiving core. Elite. I mean, I know I give the edge to Kevin. Really, he's a beast. And I mean, we've seen what Christian Kirk did. So I mean, elite. I don't know. They are trending. They are trending high, but I don't say elite yet. I mean, they're not the best tandem in the AFC.
I mean, I can see them being a team that really got hot at the right time. Elite. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. That's,
Elite is okay. Yeah, we're gonna move on. He said, "Oof, the Richardson hype train isn't real. Whoever gets stuck with him is in for a bad time. Hendon Hooker is better, even with the injury." So I do, and I think Cody, we talked about this on the AFC South Fan Battle podcast. Make sure that you're watching that Sundays, 9:30 Eastern time. We talked about that in terms of Hendon Hooker. And like I told you, it's just like Hendon Hooker was the guy all season that I thought was going to be the consensus. Like he would be in the top 3 in terms of the most sought after quarterbacks prior to the injury. So, I mean, if we're being honest, yeah, I mean, I don't see Hendon Hooker. I see people still using the injury. Like I said, I would love to have Hendon Hooker, but I don't see people necessarily taking him early like that. I think maybe he ends up being taken like at the end of the first, very beginning of the second, but I don't see him necessarily going that high. Like I said, I really hate this because, like I said, it's just like I think he really got a raw deal getting hurt the way that he did, but I think he's a lot better than people are putting it out there to be. But once again, it's full season. So
let's face it. Had he not get injured, it would be him, Young, Stroud, then AR, then with Levis.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say he'd be number 1, but I'm saying like he'd be top 3.
Yeah, easily QB 3 at least.
Yeah, I think so.
He's my QB 1 in my heart.
Well, you know who's not our QB 1? And I'm going to say this because Steven just commented. Well, Levis is not our QB 1. You know what? I hate it here. I don't like this Will Levis stuff. Can we just please get this done? This is almost as bad as when Harish was just like, we need to get Sam Darnold. And then Sam Darnold just completely just set the Panthers ablaze. Because they were a dumpster fire.
Yeah, some fans say we should get Baker after he got traded from the Browns. We're like, hell no.
No, absolutely not. Leave me alone. No, screw off them. Goodbye. We're not doing that. But either way, hey, make sure that you go to the page and comment because that, like I said, that's a wrap for us. Also, please make sure you go to, and I'm going to go ahead and put it up here. Make sure you go to www.fanbattlesports.com. You can like, comment, follow us on there as well. We're on Twitter. But also tell the people where to find you on Twitter. Starting with Josh. Where can the people find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at I am Josh Senior.
Okay. Austin, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
All right, fantastic. And you can find me at CJ Colts fan. Make sure that you are following at Horseshoe_Mob for all updates, all news, all up-to-date analysis, everything. And we will see you next week where we will finally be in draft week where we can finally get this Will Levis to the Colts nonsense out the way because we're not doing this. Okay, we're not doing this anymore. Let's just be completely honest about this. He's going to be a Tennessee Titan or a Houston Texan. I don't care. Say what you want. All right? So, yeah. So, other than that, people, CJ Colts fan is going to be a hot Twitter handle when y'all get strapped. I'm saying. It's meant to be. All right? It's meant to be. But in the meantime, guys, we will see you next week. Have a great rest of your week. And always remember that Sam loves Jalen Ramsey.